Haider Ali vs. the British, the Iron Sultan, who shocked the empire. In the heart of 18th century South India, while the British were steadily sinking their claws into Bengal in the north, a storm was brewing in the southern kingdom of Mysore. At its center stood a man with no royal blood, no inherited title, but a fierce mind, unmatched military genius, and a hatred for colonial invaders. His name was Haider Ali. And before the world knew it, he would bring the British East India Company to its knees. This is the true story of a self-made warrior king, a pioneer in rocketry, and the father of Tipu Sultan, a man who defied empire, rewrote strategy, and fought not just for Mysore, but for the soul of India. Born in 1720 to a humble officer in the army of Mysore, Haider Ali rose through the ranks by sheer talent and ruthless efficiency. He wasn't a noble, he didn't speak Persian with the elegance of Mughal elites, but what he lacked in pedigree, he made up for in brilliance. He quickly earned the respect of soldiers and rulers alike, and within a decade, he seized control of Mysore. But Haider didn't just claim a throne, he transformed a kingdom. He modernized the army, built Europe-style regiments, and most notably introduced the world's first military rocket corps. Yes, centuries before NASA or SpaceX, Haider Ali and his engineers were launching iron-cased rockets that terrified British troops, setting fires in their camps and scattering cavalry charges. The British, underestimating the South, were focused on Bengal and Bombay. But Haider had other plans. He built alliances with the French, he trained his men in Western artillery techniques, and when the time came, he struck. In 1767, during the First Anglo-Mysore War, Haider Ali stunned the British by marching 150 miles in just 3 days, flanking their forces and appearing at the gates of Madras before anyone could react. It was a move of pure brilliance. The British were forced into an embarrassing peace treaty, but the peace wouldn't last. Haider's second confrontation with the British during the Second Anglo-Mysore War, 1780 to 1784, would be even more ferocious. This time, the British thought they were ready. They had more troops, more money, and the backing of the crown, but Haider had learned their game. He launched lightning raids across the Carnatic, he captured forts, decimated British supply chains, and used his rocket brigades to create confusion and panic. His French old-timers cavalry maneuvered with deadly precision. One of the most shocking defeats the British suffered came at Polyalur, 1780, where Haider's army crushed British forces and captured over 300 soldiers, including the future Governor-General Lord Cornwallis's men. It was at Polyalur that British officers first witnessed the terrifying effectiveness of Mysorean rockets. Later, these very rockets would inspire the British to develop their own version, the Congreve rocket, used during the Napoleonic Wars. Haider's success, however, came at a cost. Surrounded by enemies, under pressure from internal dissension, and constantly battling logistics in a vast kingdom, he fell ill in 1782. But even on his deathbed, he prepared his son Tipu Sultan to continue the fight. The death of Haider Ali didn't mark the end, it was the beginning of a new, more brutal phase. Tipu would carry the Mysorean banner forward, facing the British in 2 more wars before falling in 1799, but the legacy of Haider Ali endured. He was one of the few Indian rulers who fought the British to a stalemate, a man who understood the power of innovation, using rockets, espionage, and terrain to his advantage. He built alliances when needed, and crushed betrayal with an iron hand. He wasn't just a warrior, he was a symbol of resistance, of ambition, of what India could be without chains. Subscribe now for more epic war stories, unsung legends, and the real warriors who fought against empire. Because before there were empires of steel, there were men who dared to defy fate, with fire in their hearts and rockets in their hands.